What is up, Janksters? It's your boy Grim, also known as HamHawks42 on the internet, and I wanted to talk about a card that's going to be printed in Double Masters 2022, and that card is Warrior's Oath. Now, this is a sorcery for red that says take an extra turn after this one. At the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. And I want to talk about this because of its financial impact. Now, this is a card that is worth hundreds of dollars right now, but it is getting its first ever reprint, and that reprint is coming in Double Masters 2022. It was originally printed in Portal 3 Kingdoms, and in Portal 3 Kingdoms, well, it was a very small run set, and it was a long time ago. As a result, there's very little in supply, and as we all know, as we learned in grade school economics, prices are driven by two things: supply and demand. And with Warrior's Oath, there has been some demand for it. It's an effect that people like in some cases. It's good in aggro strategies. It's also good when combined with commanders like Obeka that can end the game, end the turn before the end step, you know, that can cause all kinds of shenanigans that result in you not losing the game. So, okay, you can do a lot of cool things with Warrior's Oath. However, it's not a unique card. And the reason that I want to make this video specifically to warn you, don't buy into the hype around this card. Be very, very cautious. You might look at a buy list and see this listed at $150 right now, but once Double Masters 2022 gets opened, the supply is going to be at an all-time high for this card. This card specifically going from a Portal 3 Kingdoms printing to now a premium product that Wizards is pushing out. Granted, I understand supply of Double Masters is probably not where people want it to be right now. However, we're still going to see a ton more of this card than we've ever seen in the past. And so the price is going to plummet. Supply is going to catch up with demand. And it's very important to note. When it comes to the price of Magic cards, we need to understand what is driving that demand. And so in this situation, we have aggressive decks in Commander. We also have some Commander aggro decks, some like janky combo decks that involve you not losing the turn. The other thing I find interesting about this is we have other cards that are functional reprints of it that do exist already. For example, we have Last Chance. This is a portal card. This is from the other portal, if you will, that is exactly the same, functions identically. And this is also a card that hasn't been reprinted in a long time, and as a result, it is worth around $50 right now. So it is also pretty darn good in that regard, but we have a lot more of these than we do Warrior's Oath for now. There's also Final Fortune, which I wanted to call out because this is from 7th edition, also a fairly old set. Again, it has the exact same effect, this time on an instant, so functionally it is better. You can use it in different situations than you could, especially in a multiplayer game. And it says take an extra turn after this one. At the end of that turn, you lose the game. Exact same setting, but is exact same situation, but to be honest, this card's just better. But because the supply of it is so much higher, it's going for about 12 bucks. So it's still clearly in demand. I mean, you don't get to, a strip of cardboard isn't worth $12 because nobody wants it. But as you can see, the demand for the effect that Warrior's Oath provides is not necessarily worth $150. Now, I understand in Commander, being able to run all three of these is pretty appealing if your deck can take advantage of this effect. So I'm not saying the demand is going to wane. Like, it's still going to be around. Warrior's Oath will continue to be a good card, but after Double Masters are printed, just watch. That price is going to plummet. And we've seen this in the past with other Portal 3 Kingdoms cards. Imperial Recruiter comes to mind. It was another one that was worth a couple $100 when it was first released, and now is worth, I believe, around $6 or $7. Still a good card, still very playable, but because it has been reprinted, I believe multiple times in this by now, it just isn't worth what it used to be. So I be wary of Warrior's Oath, and also I want to point out, this is skyrocketing. Warrior's Oath right now is listed as the second most valuable card in Double Masters 2022 behind Imperial Seal. Now, I think that's worth noting, because Imperial Seal, search your library for a card, then shuffle it, put that card on top, you lose 2 life for 1 black. This is an incredibly powerful tutor effect that every single black deck in Commander wants. The demand for this card is probably going to stick around, whereas the demand for Warrior's Oath is just so much more niche. So I believe the value for all of these cards in Double Masters will drop the moment the set comes out. That's just how it works. The market is being flooded with copies of these. Okay, great. But in the case of Warrior's Oath, I believe the value will not recover. In the case of Imperial Seal, I believe it absolutely will, because this is a card everyone wants all the time. Whereas Warrior's Oath, I just think it's just niche. When I read it, I don't see it. And also, if you want further proof of this, I propose Alchemists Gambit as an example. This one is a standard legal version of effectively the same effect. It costs 1 more mana, and it's at rare. This is a rare. Granted, it was printed in a recent set in Crimson Vow, so it's, you know, it hasn't had an opportunity. I mean, the supply is definitely there. If you want to copy this, you can get it. Heck, I think I have 2 lying around a binder somewhere. But in any event, it has the exact same effect, costs 1 extra, and you exile it. So, okay, you exile it, so that's also a downside. However, this is going for about a quarter. So clearly the market value of this effect is just not particularly high. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you today. That's what I wanted to kind of get off my chest, because I see a lot of people saying the value in Double Masters is through the roof, when in fact this card is single-handedly bumping up the estimated value on those booster boxes. So when you see a booster box selling for $400 and you think, okay, but I could get $600 worth of value back, be very, very, very cautious of that, because within a month of Double Masters 2 being out there, actually probably within a week of Double Masters 2 being on shelves and in people's hands, this card is going to drop significantly because people want to sell it. A lot of people are going to want to sell this for around 150 bucks. I don't think very many people want to buy it for that price, and so it's just not going to hold. So thank you so much for checking out the video. I appreciate it very, very much. If you enjoyed this and want to see more like it and hear more of my thoughts when it comes to Magic the Gathering, I talk about a wide variety of subjects. Please hit that subscribe button. It would make a huge difference to the channel. I'd appreciate it very, very much. And I will catch you on the next one.